Sponsored by Jeans Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the official dealership of Life in Alaska.
And welcome back, Interior Alaska. Don't adjust your television. Daryl Lewis here in the sports seat for Joe Cook, who took off today and is down in Alaska's largest city, getting ready to experience the strength that is March Madness Alaska. We'll be hearing more from him later this week. And speaking of March Madness Alaska, it's all about just that. And why not start with the defending champions? The 3A defending state champion Monroe Catholic boys, back for another year of dancing and looking to repeat. Now, Monroe coaches and fellows alike may not want to admit it, but the regular season pretty much a dress rehearsal for state. And while they're taking things one game at a time, they've got their collective eyes trained on a possible state final showdown with Anchorage Christian School, the 2011 state champions, who beat, you guessed it, Monroe in that finals game. Rams came back in 2012, making it to the finals and beating, ACS. I think you know where I'm going with this. Third time around, the tiebreaker, but as I said earlier, first things first.
The losses and the bumps, that makes me feel good about us. It shows what we need to work on to get better, and I feel like it's definitely helped us out.
It's very important because if we look ahead, somebody can definitely upset us, and we're playing two. If we beat Grace, we're playing another quality team, so we can't look by anybody. So
the whole idea is to get better, throughout the course of the season. We often tell our guys nobody cares, who the best team is in December and January, and we get an opportunity this week to find out if we are playing our best basketball at the right time.
And on the girls' side, first they were out, now they're in. The Lathrop girls, thanks to the WPI, made their way into the state tournament festivities. Soldotna left out in the cold. For these Lady Malamutes, it's the first trip to the grand stage in years, and for the seniors, their first trip to state, period. Thrilled, an understatement.
Well, this is my first time ever going, in my 4 years of basketball. So, I want it really bad. I want to show people that Lathrop shouldn't be underrated. We can be underdogs, but then again, we can come out on top.
Yeah, we thought we weren't, and then we were. I know I was happy and jumping around and screaming, but I think we're all happy.
Tell you what, that's like from day one. When we came out from day one, our ultimate goal was to make it to the state tournament, if you remember me telling you that. Take one game at a time, We took one game at a time. We prepared ourselves. We won 17 out of, 17 and 8. We were 17 and 8. And we made it. We made a way for us to be there, and we're there.
Now, those close to the madness have already seen changes taking place down in Alaska's largest city and with the tournament itself. Officials with the Alaska High School Activities Association say the tournament field for 1A and 2A schools has increased from 8 boys and girls teams to 16 teams each. That and a conflict with the Sullivan Arena during this time also forced the entire party to be moved back a week. They say the time changes were necessary and admittedly had already affected a great many, namely tournament-bound 3A and 4A schools who had to wait 2.5 weeks between the last regular season game and the first game of the tournament. ASAA officials I spoke to recently say many ideas were brought to the table, including bringing the 2013 tournament to Fairbanks. But in the end, they say, staying in Alaska's largest city was the final decision.
We have a staff meeting. We talked about it in staff. We also then got the ASAA board together after we informed them so they could talk with some people. Now, who they talked with, I couldn't speak to that, but we did go through our channels as far as that. The board then approved after we exhausted a lot of options and thoughts. Thoughts were, well, what about maybe Fairbanks or having it played in the local high schools in Anchorage? And it all basically boiled down to and came back around to the Sullivan. And unfortunately, that was the best option out of ones that were not very good.
And tomorrow night, hockey preview as the Fairbanks Ice Dogs travel to Soldotna this weekend to face off with the Kenai River Brown Bears. And round ball, not the only sport taking part in state championship performances this weekend, gymnastics also in the mix. And the interior will be well represented. And that's going to do it for sports tonight. Thanks for rolling with me for a spell. For more KTVF sports, log on to Twitter, YouTube, webcenter11.com, and download our mobile app, whatever's your flavor. But for now, Don't go anywhere because my man Mike Schultz has your full weather forecast. He's coming up next, and we'll see you.